All right, so there you go. They're off in varying degrees. And SandKnight went back into the house. That's great. All right.
Oh no, SandKnight. Oh no.
He's just giving them a fair advantage. That's all he's doing. So to start the run, we have you have to get this first monster. His name is Queenie Coon Trash. There's lots of different ways we pronounce it. He is going to be the key to climbing up this tower. And Horza, why don't you explain what the monster tower is?
Well, this monster tower is 40 floors, or, well, 39 of them. Well, 38, actually? 38. The first time you go in are all randomized. This first floor is going to be the same for everyone, but after that, each other floor is going to be completely different for each of our runners. There's going to be, you'll be seeing the same monsters and the same, like, level ranges, but, like, your item layout, how many of each monster shows up, that's all going to be random.
Yes. And the first 5 items they will be collecting, I always say them in a different order each time, but either way, it's a wood shield, a copper sword, a medicinal herb, a random colored egg, which always contains a plumpa, roughly 80% heat, and a fireball. Those are the 5 items that you're given, and this game expects you to die. And this game expects you to die a lot. And this is not what we want to do, and they're going to try to get to floor 40 within an hour, which is possible. We have seen that numerous times in these tournaments.
Yeah, like we say this a lot, where you're not always guaranteed a 40, but with the with the kind of races we're having today and the number of games we're going to be seeing basically happening, there's a good chance we're going to see a 440 clear from someone in this race.
Yeah, especially since I think all 4 of them have actually 80% times on the leaderboard.
I think the only one that may not have a time on the leaderboard might be Adam. I think Adam might.
I want to say in the last tournament race, I think he actually did get one.
Okay.
Let me check the leaderboard quickly before I put my foot in my mouth any further.
I mean, I'm positive that he's had it clear. On 80%, I just don't know if he's submitted it. But you would know. You're the one. You're the person that moderates that leaderboard, aren't you, Shawnee?
For some reason, yes. Even though I've been quite a frequent around the community, I still moderate the speedrun.com quite heavily. I verify most of the runs. So you can see on the screens, Wuggah is actually already flying up the floor too. Same with Poulet. SandKnight doing a text skip there. If you go around the room, you can avoid Queenie talking. You'll see the same thing happen on Journey's side. And yeah, this is going to be very interesting because now they're all on floor 2, so everything from the floor layout is now random, and the last thing they want to see is elevators or flames. Because floors 2, 3, 4, and 5 are going to be the floors that they want to explore.
You say that, and right as SandKnight runs into a flame, like, first thing, too.
Yeah, and he gets so hit by the ability.
This potentially could kill him.
Yes, welcome to Azure Dreams. His run might end 3 minutes in. Oh, okay, he used the egg bomb.
This hurts, though. Usually you want to try to save those egg bombs for a while, not on your very first encounter, because it's a very powerful attack, and it is basically able to erase a monster for quite a bit, and having to use it on the very first thing you encounter is not a good omen. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, because you only have, the fireball always comes with 5 charges. It's coast level times by 4 for the power of the spell. And so when it's level 1, it's, I think, barely enough to do damage. And I think you have 18 at max, I think, based on the power of the spell when you're level 1. So flames are just terrifying, and he already got hit by stun once, so he would have been potentially in danger of dying.
Yeah, like there's a good chance that even like at level 1 with the attack they can do in general, that he could have died in that hit because his defense was too low. It was a bad situation.
SandKnight throwing a sword, something which we do not see in the tournament or the matches very often. You can throw items against other monsters at the start of the game. It's quite useful. You can get a couple quick kills in, a couple crucial HP damage. After that, you start doing 1. It's kind of pointless.
Yeah, it's good use, like on these first few floors, while everything needs to have low enough defense to where it can actually do some damage. Because like, you'll find a lot of these useless items otherwise, so you can pick them up and give them a throw. Give them a use for something, at least.
Wuggah having Poulet having an entire set of steel.
Oh, Poulet is getting, it's a pretty good solid setup to get steel stuff this early with no curses.
Yeah. Also, I guess we should explain kind of what the tower has. It's not just floors, it's not just monsters. There's a lot of traps. There... Perfect.
Speaking of a trap.
Thank you. Thank you, SandKnight, for illustrating my point, finding a go-up trap being an absolute sport. We have... there's go-up traps, which launch you up to the next floor. We have poison traps, which poison. Paralysis traps, bomb traps, slam traps, warp traps, which are always fun, no matter what.
That's a word for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of different words people use to describe them, but we're on speed gaming, so we can't say them out loud. There's a rust trap, which normally doesn't come into play, because people normally get decent shields that don't rust. Am I missing a trap still? Oh, the blind trap.
Yeah, that's the...
And seal trap, which doesn't do anything, because it seals magic that Ko does not have, and then the last one being a frog trap.
Yes, and this game has some particularly nasty blindness in it, where in most video games, when your character gets blinded, your accuracy goes down. In this game, you, the player, get blinded, and the whole screen turns black. And you have to just write it out and hopefully not die during that time.
Yeah, you can see Wuggah kind of just trying to keep his distance. He's going to be taking on the flame and the balloon and stuff like that. They're all going to explore the floors until about floor 5 fully. Once they hit floor 6, that's when the water monsters come into effect. And the water monsters are scary, terrifying, and just not fun. And you want to get to about floor 10, where you can kind of kill a couple Dreamers and other monsters, get some levels again. Then after you kill and get decent things, you want to get to floor 17-ish. And then after that is 24, and then after that, it's only safe when you're on floor 40. So those are kind of the safe floors you want to aim for if you want to gain experience and stay at a decent level. But
we're gonna put safe in air quotes.
Yeah, I can't say that. Like we already saw SandKnight almost die to a flame within 3 minutes. Like this game is incredibly unforgiving.
Like I think that you can, like, if you have experience with the game, floor 10 is a very safe floor, but it can still, go bad on you pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna be seeing here soon as SandKnight and the crew starts reaching floor 6, as Shawnee was saying about the water floors. It's kind of like the first barrier to what this game wants you to die at to come back in. This game, in a normal casual playthrough, you're gonna go in and out of this tower, the whole bit in and out, in and out, in and out, for a long time, and then you're gonna eventually beat it. But we're all kind of crazy idiots, and we don't like to do that. We want to do it in one run.
Yes.
So.
Or if nothing else, get as high as we can, because that's the part of the tournament. Basically, what this tournament is trying to prove is, this is why it's a 2v2, is if one of your partners die, we're taking the sum of their floors. I should actually get a notepad up so I actually keep track of who dies on what floor, if they die. Mostly will. They probably will die. Let's just figure that out right now. They will die. I'll just keep a little graph here. But basically, we're taking the cumulative total of the floors. So right now, SandKnight is on floor 5, same with Wuggah. Okay, they're all on floor 5. Thank you for making this very inconvenient. Let's say one of them was on floor 6, and they all were to die. That means, let's say SandKnight was on floor 6, that means they have a sum total of 11, and then Poulet and Dreamy would have a sum total of 10, therefore Red would take the point. If there's a tie for the highest floor, whoever got there first would get the point. So if SandKnight and Poulet both got to floor 6, but Poulet got there 12 seconds before him, there you go. We know who would be getting the point. Point would go to the blue team on that end. And it's the best of 3 because there's so much RNG in this game, having a single match is just not fun. Because you will die to something dumb, and then that's your tournament life.
And that would just be super feel bad. And it's also why in this tournament we've had a double elimination standard.
Yes.
So that people, if they had just a bad round, they have a chance to be able to recoup their losses. So yeah, like we want to try to make it forgiving, but also like challenging, and just a good time for everyone.
Yes. And I think let me look leaderboard again here. Did we have we changed the name of the Azure Dreams 80%? I know that caused. No, we have not.
We've been we're gonna there's gonna be some changes to that soon.
Yes, we did while the runners are still kind of. Oh, we got 1 floor 6. Sorry, top right, Poulet. He is now entering the water floors. He'll see blooms. There'll be green little flowers. Minivas, which he's currently versing. And he will see U-boats come on floor 7, I believe. And all of them are tanky. They're horrible to fight, and they're in abundance. And there's no.
They don't get very much experience either. They're just all around not very good.
Yeah. And you can see Poulet doing the AI1 strat. Parza, you're an expert in that. Why don't you explain what that is?
So the AI1 strat is manipulating your monster's AI to get advantage in attacking. What you're going to do is you're going to, like, in a hallway like this, you're going to set Kune's AI in the menu to 1, and then walk an enemy up to it, and let him take the initial attack as that enemy moves in that space. You'll then pick up Kune and put him in the space next to you, and then walk next to him, dragging that monster with you and letting him attack again to get essentially 2 free attacks on an enemy before it's even hit you.
Okay, we have a death. Wuggah on floor 6.
Oh my god, really? Oh wow, that's a nasty
15,
room.
floor 6. Yeah, he got hit by a sleep trap, and 2 balloons and 2 balloons just wrecked his entire thing.
Yeah, these are the water floors.
Yes. This is how punishing the game can be. At this point, SandKnight would have to, the highest possible they can get, if you got a 40 floor climb, they'd have a sum total of 46. So that means Dreamy and Poulet could potentially get floor 23 and 24 for a sum total of 47, and they would automatically take the point. So, and looks like SandKnight's on the elevator train right now too.
Yeah, I mean, don't count out SandKnight from this. I mean, like, it's still technically within their grasp, and SandKnight is a solid runner.
He is, and also he does have a Scarlet Wand. He's the only one who actually does have one.
Yeah, he's got the Dream. The Scarlet Wand's an especially good item because wands are great with the mixture magic with Kune, because they have a just damage % increase to the spell. But Scarlet Wands are even better because it gives you an additional bonus because of the fire magic. So Kune's fire magic does a lot more with the Scarlet Wand. Yeah, it's essentially the best thing you can hope for to get at this point.
Yeah, and we can see SandKnight waiting just before going up the elevator. This is a turn-based game. You will have, I'll say, some control over how much free time you have before enemies approach you. But if you are in a clear room, clear hallways, and you're missing some HP, if you hold down triangle and hold down triangle and circle together, triangle being first, you will actually wait turns, and once every 8 turns, you'll recover 1 HP. But the longer you do that, your MP of your monster will go down. And Queenie, although has a lot of MP to begin with, the second he runs out of MP, he's useless. He starts flashing blue, and he can't do anything other than take hits. He doesn't even follow anymore. You actually have to pick him up as well.
Like the MP of this game is more like energy than it is like actual MP traditionally.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like your monsters when they run out of MP are just bricks. They just sit around and won't do anything until you feed them. Yeah, it's amazing that this game is a turn-based RPG, given how fast you see everyone moving. You can forget that actually the enemies only move after you move, so...
Yes, and Dreamy... Actually, yeah, that's actually another thing as well.
Oh, no, SandKnight loses Kune.
Yeah, oh, and a crit! Okay. And the thing is, he has a cursed Scarlet One. I noticed that when he was checking his items. So he can't switch to a sword to even do a little bit more damage. He's stuck with something that basically is 0 attack power.
And Adam down the bottom right, Dreamy, having a hard time here with a prison trap. Oof.
He is free though now, so.
Yeah, having to burn those resources though to stay alive. These these towers are being rough today.
They are. Poulet seeing a U-boat, one of the most feared things in the game for a lot of runners, because by the time you're here, they're too strong. Because we're skipping floors, staying at a low level, they have 30 HP, and they're water-based.
Yeah, U-boats are one of the problem monsters of the tower because they have the unique ability to go under the ground and surprise attack you, so you can never get the first hit on them. And nothing will hit them while they're underground. They have to reveal themselves first.
What are you doing, SandKnight?
He's apparently dancing with some dreamins.
Yeah, so... Oh, there's a griffin coming. Why... Oh, sorry, that's a griffin. There's a troll. Why are you doing this? He could have thrown the Dreamin completely straightforward, taken one hit. Okay, we're just walking with him. Oh, look, there's two monster trains. One on the bottom left, or bottom right, and one on the top left. Monster trains are basically when you can't deal with monsters. Oh, it missed the Dreamin.
That was so unfortunate.
I can guarantee you SandKnight is laughing quite heavily right now. He takes this with a stride, and yeah, this is just funny. But this is unfortunately the really bad luck that can befall a runner.
Yeah,
he still goes for those pickups.
I mean, he doesn't have much other option. Like, it's either that or take a bunch of extra damage.
Yeah.
Because, like, those bow trolls will just sit there and just keep shooting you.
Yeah, as of right now, they are behind SandKnight's team, SandKnight and Wuggah. They actually are behind by 2 floors, collectively. Because floor 8 and floor 10 for Poulet and Dreamy means they have a sum total of 18, and Wuggah down at 16. Or sorry, 6, not 16.
So they'd have to get 2 more floors if Poulet and Adam fell right now. He'd have to get to floor 13 to be able to clutch the match.
Yeah, but at the same time, if something were to happen to SandKnight right now, basically they are already in the lead, and that does not look promising.
Yeah.
Why are you walking that way?
Because if he picked anything up, he would get attacked and drop the enemy anyway. Like, he doesn't have another option.
So much potential sleep. Oh, so the troll just trying his best.
Yeah, maybe the troll will help him out and take out a monster for him.
There you go. The volcano getting stuck behind the corner. So many monsters on SandKnight's side. Okay, this isn't normal, this one. Like, the game's mean, but not this mean. This is abnormally mean. Oh, if it misses... Oh, I was gonna say, if it misses 2 monsters and it hits him, that'd be brilliant.
I mean, you know,
volcano.
He is so close.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, SandKnight.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he does have the pillar ball, so he can kill...
Yeah, but he's got to deal with this guy now. Oh, maybe he has something.
He has a 2-minute fruit. So I do say a lot to a lot of newer runners who come to the community. If you have resources and don't use them, they're useless. Like, you should always use resources to stay alive. You can gather more resources later and hopefully you find them.
Yeah, you never know what the tile's going to give you. Like, as much as you want to, like, try to save for the more challenging areas, like, there's no point saving if you can't even get there. And you're better off going in weak to those areas than not going in there at all.
Yeah, avoiding is a lot easier than what SandKnight made. Oh, we got a one room floor on Poulet's side.
Oof. On floor 12 of...
Yeah, you don't want to see that. Oh, he does have a holy bell, so he's good for a while, actually. And Dreamy is actually hatching an egg on floor 10 to replace Queenie that died, I believe. Oh, lordy.
Man, this is wild.
Yeah, SandKnight is losing. Oh, there's a blue collar for Poulet. He did find it on the one-room floor.
He's found a couple of nice items on this floor. Oh boy. Yeah, you might want to get out of there, buddy.
Yeah. SandKnight picking up that crucial copper coins.
Yeah, I mean, SandKnight's obviously got his priorities straight here.
Oh, he missed the other copper coins. How dare he?
He could have gone for completion.
Oh, we have Dreamy have a bloom. That's not worth it. They're not strong.
Yeah, they don't really do a whole lot.
No.
They're not very good monsters.
No, they're really not. Like, even if you...
In most cases, I don't find hatching monsters to be super helpful unless you're desperate. Which, I mean, you know, he didn't have Kune, so that's a pretty desperate situation. But...
we see on Wuggah's side, he is doing the U-boat glitch in town.
So yeah, that's where we're getting here. We're Poulet and crew is at now. We're in the Kraken zone. These, as you can see, these pink and blue creatures are the Krakens, which might actually be the single worst monster in this whole tower. For several reasons. They have an insane amount of health for their level. They have an insane amount of defense. And when you attack them with anything that has like a sword, anything with metal, they will shock you for 1% of the damage back to you. So, and they also hit like a dump truck. Oh boy, Poulet, this is looking rough, buddy.
Yeah, SandKnight somehow still surviving, but now he's between a Kraken and a volcano and a dream which might put him to sleep.
He is currently, let's see here, we have 18 versus 23. Yeah, he'd have to get to floor 18, I think, right now to be able to.
Yeah, this is the difference between racing 1v2 right now.
Like, part of the idea of doing this 2v2 tournament is to make it just more stable for the races too. But it doesn't help. He
does get to floor 13.
Go Poulet and go SandKnight, dang. They're going for it.
Oh man. Poulet didn't get in a monster den, that's just all the thing that followed him, right?
Yeah, that's it. And over on Wuggah's screen we see him going into doing the non-Monster Tower experience of Azure Dreams, which is also like part dating simulator, part world building, town builder. And there we see him making one of his potential girlfriends, man.
It's okay, he's gonna reset the game anyway.
It's true.
Fur is the best anyway, Patty can... I don't know. Everyone has a preference for who's the best waifu. A lot of people say Water Crystal because it's so useful.
And Water Crystal is a good one.
And we see on SandKnight's side, he used a wind seed on a Kraken to turn it to wind so he can kill it with a fire spell. It's a one-time use solution, but it did get him out of a problem.
With how common those seeds are, it can be a really useful thing when you have a lot of fire items.
We see Wuggah trying to do the Kraken glitch outside. I guess he's had some time to kill. Poulet is on floor 15. Dreamy is still on floor 10. He's been struggling down there. Then again, having a bloom doesn't help. They don't really do much for damage, or
they don't have extra magic. Oh my goodness, SandKnight, what are you gonna do in here?
It still hits him.
Oh my! I thought it hit him again. It hit him twice.
2 1 in 8 chances.
Beautiful Azure Dreams, everyone.
And there's a Garuda.
And
want to explain what Garudas do?
So Garudas are an interesting monster. They're wind type, and their big gimmick is that they use an ability called Abduct, which can steal your familiar to a random part of the map, like if you step on a warp trap. They are awful for that reason, but thankfully they're fire, so in these kind of any percent style runs, you usually have Kune here, which means you're attacking for fire, so they go down pretty easily.
You mean they're wind?
Yeah, I mean wind, sorry. Don't mind me.
Ooh, 2 Noels and a Garuda. Noels are wonderful water creatures that like to heal themselves and are giant walls. So,
and fun fact number 2 about Garudas, they are, because of that abduct ability, they are one of the most coveted monsters to find in an egg on this game. Because if you hatch one, you can use it on Ko to just abduct yourself into rooms until you find the elevator, so you don't have to travel through the hallways anymore.
Yeah. And yeah, it's
You're always looking for that Garuda luck in these races.
I have found 3 of them in 3 matches in the last tournaments.
Boy, SandKnight is finding trolls everywhere.
Yeah, unfortunately that's the sword troll. It goes through defense, so it's 20-ish time. 17, okay. So that's going to do a big chunk of damage. If he found a bowgun one or a hammer one, it would be doing 8 damage to like 6, 7, maybe. Oh, sorry, 1. The troll hammers don't do any damage at level 1. That's another sword one and the elevator, so... And a second troll. Well,
the thing we haven't got to see yet on these floor 16 through floor 19 is the re-emergence of Manuevas with a new ability. They can clone items on the ground and surprise you.
Oh, look, there's your favorite monster. Do you want to explain what a picket is?
They're garbage and no one likes pickets.
Oh.
Well, pickets are an interesting monster because they have two things about them. They move twice to your once. They do 2 actions, and they also steal your items. They will steal an item and then disappear to a random part of the map. And you have to get that item back, you have to defeat it. They can't attack you while they have your item, but they also, they're just a pain in the butt, especially if you're without a familiar, because nothing can protect you from that getting stolen from. And SandKnight could potentially lose, like, all of his,
mirror shield there?
Items.
Oh,
I mean, that's what you want to lose, is stuff you don't really care about.
Oh, it's in his way, and he can't... Oh, he's just gonna shove it.
It's very much the, like, death by 1,000 paper cuts style of monster. So it's gonna move and hit him one more time, and then it's gonna keep... Oh.
Oh, there goes the paralysis one there.
No, SandKnight has an option
go for
here.
the spell ball.
Or the warp trap. Go for the warp trap.
There you go. Yeah, that's basically what the Guru's abductability does, but you can constantly use it.
Yeah, it takes your familiar with you. Normally when you hit a warp trap, you don't take your familiar with you. Or your familiar will disappear because they hit it.
Yeah. Unless you have a second familiar out, then your other familiar will be left alone. But if you just have just the Garuda... Good job, Picket.
That's the good thing about pickets is they move so much that they have a way better chance to hit traps than you do.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, they get aggroed very easily if you're in the same room as them, and they'll catch up to you. And again, death by 1,000 paper cuts, or to steal your vital items, your medicinal herbs, pita fruits, and the such.
And
so
these, we're near the halfway point of the tower, and some pretty nasty monsters that we start running into here.
There's 3 pieces of copper there. Now, why is SandKnight avoiding the hell of those pieces of copper?
Well, as I mentioned before, we have the reintroduction of Manuevas, but with the ability to copy items on the ground and then surprise you when you walk past them. One of those items was most likely a Manueva. When you see any of the, especially when, on floor 16 and 19, like right here, this is obviously a Manueva because one of those items isn't in the room.
Yeah, it's in the doorway.
That's, you want to avoid them because they have to do a lot more damage now than they used to. They're not the same level they were before anymore.
Yeah, and they'll once again get... Oh, that's going to be 3 hits worth of avoidance.
SandKnight. Ouch.
Yeah, that's...
Meanwhile, Poulet and Adam over here are tying each other.
Yeah, wow. Dreamy really
what
picked up the
happened?
pace.
I just
so
looked at
focused on watching SandKnight not die.
I just looked at his like 30 seconds ago, and I swear he was like on floor 11 or 12, and now he's on 17. He must have hit an elevator train.
We are now in Viper Town on SandKnight's side, so enjoy the music change. The music does change roughly every 10 floors-ish. Oh, hi, it's perfect.
Oh, hey!
If he fails to pick this up or get rid of it, I'll leave him for it. That's exactly what to do.
Yeah.
They do about 30 damage. Ko is the main character. He is the weakest thing in existence. Everything hurts him a lot. So, that'd be great for his queenie that's dead.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, it's like if you see a viper, a wee dog, or a unicorn or anything, they're going to be doing roughly 18 for the unicorns to roughly 32 damage. And there's also the arachnids that do about... Well, they're at half attack, but I think they do about 24 and 25 still. So yeah, everything on these floors hurt a lot. By the time you get to floor 24, the water creatures disappear, and if you have Queenie, you can actually fight and get some decent experience back. Well, SandKnight...
No Kune here, though.
Yeah, SandKnight getting up to floor 21 at the 30-minute mark. Or 29:30, sorry.
Wow, these Vipers are just all about SandKnight today. They got his they got him on lockdown.
Yeah.
This is about the point, really, where you start seeing people really take a lot less encounters. Because a lot of these monsters are water monsters in general, and don't usually want to fight very many water monsters if we can avoid it.
Yeah, and we can see on Dreamy's side, he's letting Bloom kill the pickets, because the pickets naturally although they attack twice, they're incredibly weak.
They do get a lot of experience.
Yes. They are level 18-ish or so, I think, is their default level. I have to check later. We have a wonderful guide written up by Baldwin, who is in the grand finals right now, actually, and he marked down the HP and everything of every single monster in the tower. But it's remarkable on how much experience they give for how little effort it takes to kill them. Even, I think it's like a level 13 Bloom. Ooh, that's okay. He's still okay.
He's in it, technically. He's not in it by much. Oh, that's bad news. Oh.
And the Viper's coming right back there. Oh dear.
Yep. Oh no. That's gonna be it. If he misses, yep, that's it.
All right. 31 minutes. Floor 21.
And we have 27 to currently 35. So that's gonna go in favor of blue team taking round 1.
Yep. Write that down. So we're going on to round 2 then. And Wuggah reset immediately, so he's been watching the stream clearly.
Oh, I'm sure.
Hi, Wuggah. So it looks like they did actually get a. I should actually load up a time run. Blue as in blue, blue maybe. Yeah, I did not think blue would even survive if you used it. So yeah, unfortunately, red side did take a big loss with Wuggah dying on floor 6. Do you want to see if you can get them ready again for the next match?
Yes, I'm working on that right now.
Cheers. Yeah, I would, but yeah, Wuggah is he's very tired right now. So
yeah, Wuggah is not. Wuggah and Poulet are both not in the continental North America like the other few of us here. They're over in Europe, so they're doing us a good deed by being here tonight on these very late nights for them.
Yeah, but both of them. Thankfully, it's a Friday. Initially, this was going to be a Sunday at like noon, which would have been midnight, someone else's time or something. It's ridiculous. On when we first drafted teams, SandKnight and Wuggah immediately paired up within like 3 or 4 seconds. Like they already announced who they were going to be with before the tournament was actually announced. So they knew this was going to be a thing. I told them right after, I'm like, time zones are going to be a thing. Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. Also, let me just change the. I want to say it's this one. I have to mark the apple for. There we go. I thought Poulet's timer. It's or sorry, it's Poulet's timer.
I said that was still going when I.
Oh, okay.
But then I looked back and it was already gone. Like, oh.
All right, yeah. So we have those are pita fruits, richet fruits, tamina fruits, whatever you want to call them. They're there. Actually, while we're waiting, do you want to explain the story?
So this game is a very deep and complicated story, like a lot of PlayStation RPGs.
Yes.
Your dad was a very famous monster tamer and died. And now you are of age to go in the monster tower, and you're going to do the same thing that he did. And that's the story.
But not die.
Yeah, you're not actually, well, spoiler alert, you have protagonist power, and you can die a lot.
Yeah. Your monsters quote bring you out every single time, even if you go it alone. So
yeah, that's the story. You're gonna have and I mentioned before, this is also like a dating simulator. You have 7 different ladies that you're trying to woo the hearts of. You have another we'll call him quote unquote gentleman in Gosh, who's just kind of there, and you beat him up in the tower a lot if you actually re-enter it.
Yes, he's normally on floor 2.
We don't see him in the first run. He only shows up on every single tower run after that, basically.
Yes.
You have a few different encounters you can have in there, but this game wants you to go in and out of the tower a lot for like quests and other stuff within the town. You can expand your house. You can collect monster eggs. You can build all kinds of different buildings in town. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do in this game. It's got a lot of stuff going on.
There's a lot of fun stuff except for the theater. Just stay away from there. That's not funny.
Well, you don't like you got a problem with Vivian?
No, I don't have a problem with Vivian. I got a problem with doing the comedy show. It wastes 3 minutes in the speedrun of Bookless.
Oh,
God,
yeah, that
talk
makes
so
sense.
slow. Yeah, so to explain the other categories we have, I'll also plug our Discord here. If everyone's interested in casual racing, whatever. I'm pretty sure we recruited everyone on Twitch already for this, but just in case anyone's new, feel free to join. We're always happy to have new members.
Yeah, like think of us less of like a specifically speedrunning community and more of just a Azure Dreams community.
Yeah,
we're fans of the game. We have speedrunners in the community. We have casual players in the thing. We have a lot of stuff going on, and we're happy to have you regardless of your skill level. We have the tools to teach you about how to learn all these awesome, cool tricks and stuff that we've learned. So you too can join this madness. So
and this community is still relatively new. We're only about 7 months old. We started in February. We now have over. Oh lordy, let me check the server settings. Members. We have 263 members now. So we've grown quite a bit. We'll be doing more tournaments and stuff like that. This was kind of like the follow-up to the previous 1v1 tournament, the Rock Me to the Top tournament, which is what this format's based off of. Soon they're going to go soon, right?
Yes, it'll be just a moment, and then they'll be flying. I guess
I got way too many windows open right now.
In things that we have going on in our community, we are starting up a racing league, a weekly casual racing league, where we can we're all going to race against each other for glory. If you're interested, there's some info in the Discord about it.
Yep.
Anyone is welcome into that. Doesn't matter if you've played this game before. It can be the first time you've ever played it. And you're welcome to join in. Come have fun with us.
Yes, and also on top of that as well is we also have a randomizer, despite this game being a mystery dungeon game. Programmer, pro_grammar, has done a phenomenal job in basically breaking apart this entire game and just making everything possible. If you want to run in a tower, which is only one-room floors for whatever reason, you can. Mm-hmm. Someone else in call right now can climb up to the 99th floor of the tower instead of 40.
That?
Some scrub.
I can tell you to scrub if you saw that video.
You still did it, man. That's incredible.
Yeah, 99 floors of 3.5 hours of Azure Dreams is a lot of Azure Dreams for one run.
Like, do you dislike Queenie? Congratulations. You can have a random monster as your side, or you can have a monster that you want, like a wind dragon or something. There's a ton of things you can do in the randomizer. It's absolutely wonderful. Programmer, like I said, has just done a great job. And every Sunday, we actually have random races, which we're going to try to restream. We do have our own Twitch channel, Azure Dreams Speedrunning.
We have we call the event Rando Sunday, where we all play seats together and have a quote unquote race.
Yep.
It's very like put in a bunch of air quotes around it, because like if there's no actual real race, we just play them together, and we move on between them together and like watch the stream together. It's a casual, really fun event of shenaniganery.
Yeah, and we should also explain as well, story-wise, this game is like Horza said. It does have a dating sim. We do have a different category. Right now they're doing the any percent. If you get to floor 10 on a really good time, but you end up dying, you think you can get you could never get faster than that going to floor 10. Let's say you did it in something stupid like 3 minutes and 4 seconds, as an example, which is actually on the leaderboard. We actually have different categories to accommodate people who have their runs get destroyed. We have the best at 10, or first at 10, first at 20, and first at 30. So since SandKnight made it to floor 20, let's say that was his PB, he would be able to submit this as his PB run for that category.
Yeah, we have those in existence for like everyone to be able to like jump in and participate in the running. Like there are all kinds of categories for this game.
Yeah, and there's also one I made initially famous because I wanted to do it on a dare, and then another runner came and took my record, and we kept throwing it back and forth, and then all of a sudden I found a grew on the first entry, but it's called Bookless. And like Horza said, okay, what is with SandKnight and Go Up traps right now? I think his 4th or 5th one since he started running this since
it's been a lot. Fortunately for him, it didn't go off because you don't really want to have a Go Up trap on the first floor here because you want to loot. You don't want to get bumped up the floor 3 immediately.
Yeah, floor 6 is arguably the one that you don't want to explore. But yeah, for Bookless category, you have to date all 7 girls, kill the rival in the top floor, and you have to build every single building. But you don't have to do your sister's book, which is basically the Pokedex, because that takes forever. I was about to do that a long time ago for a 100% run, but my computer blue screened, and I can't submit a segmented run, so whoops.
Yeah, that happens to the best of us.
Oh, no, that was just... Thankfully, the computer's been upgraded, but I just haven't had the heart to try to grind out that RNG again. But the Bookless runs, they're roughly about 8 hours to 12 hours long, depending on how experienced you are with it. They are far more consistent for finishing. Any percent runs, probably 1 in 10, 1 in 8, or even 1 in 15 sometimes for certain runners, will actually get to the top floor. Like,
sometimes you get a... I was sorry.
No, I was going to say the first 10, 20, and 30 are like where... Oh, there, he did use up the go-up trap instead of the elevator.
Why not?
Oh, you saved that text box.
That's true. Move just a little bit quicker.
Takes the wooden wand. He must be desperate for something.
Like it's whatchamacallit? What was I gonna say? I seem to have forgotten what I was gonna say. Continue.
Yeah, no, I was also gonna say as well is you can see. Okay, first of all, Poulet just used an acid rain ball and killed everything in a room. If you find an acid rain ball, you really want to find white sands because they're going to save you later. Basically, like they're almost consistent. Eventually, you're going to find stuff which is just a little bit better for dealing with monsters. But if need be, if you can kill stuff or a room of things with an acid rain ball, you can get a bunch of levels. You can save a lot of time clearing your way or getting rid of things chasing you. It's absolutely great. But the problem is they only have one single charge when you find them.
Mm-hmm. My biggest thing with acid rain balls is their best usage for me is when you're coming into a new floor. Sometimes you spawn to a room with 3 or 4 monsters in it, and you may not have the resources to get out of that room. Enter in acid rain ball, and the rain ball can clear out that whole room for you. Now the problem is that if you get like in situations where you have gone through the tower too fast, spell balls like the acid rain ball can be a little bit of a mixed bag later on because they scale off of your level. There's not like an innate magic stat or anything. They don't do a static damage. They do it based off of your level. So later on the tower, if you're like on wind and water floors, they're pretty bad if you're low level. You'll use it and try to kill all the enemies in the room, and nothing will die. And you'll be in a room with snowmen, and you won't be very happy with yourself.
Yeah, so you can see Wuggah is actually grinding a little bit of experience before going up. He might be feeling a little bit unsure, or he might be want to try to go for a slower kind of slog through the tower. And he did not set AI 3 back to do Mixture Magic, so just smack that balloon in the face. Mixture Magic is actually relatively powerful. It basically combines you and Queenie's attack power plus gives you the fire element on your attacks. So, by itself, it's 1 turn. You can do 2 attacks worth. Queenie doesn't attack, but Queenie can be across the room. As long as he's 6 spaces within you in the hallway or in the same room, he can always do a Mixture Magic support. Takes up a little bit MP, like it's like 1/3 of an MP or something like that per, so you can use it a lot. Doing just a normal straight attack with Queenie takes up 1 full MP, so it's very costly and time consuming to constantly do the menuing to do AI 1 and stuff like that. So a lot of runners will just go straight for to just slogging up with a lot of the monsters, where I dislike that. Because HP is a valuable resource and you don't want to die.
I think it's pretty important to be to conserve your health as much as you can these early floors, especially. That's why the thing I like to do is this game lies to you about something. Is when you feed an herb, you get there's all kinds of different herbs in this game. Then
Yes.
they do different kinds of things, and when you feed them to your monster, it says it doesn't do anything. But it's a lie. It actually gives them a few MP back.
Yep,
And
both
so,
3.
Yeah, and so I'll regularly just grab herbs and just feed them to Kune, even if I'm not using them, just to keep that MP up, so that I can AI 1 more. Because I just find it to be way too useful.
Okay, so SandKnight is lagging like crazy. And that's because this game... Oh! Wuggah sees the shield on top of the... Sorry to point that out. Yeah, there's a shield on top of the wall.
Look at that. That's
It spawns... Okay, so everything is generated, and then the items spawn in.
Holy crud! Did you see what Wuggah just picked up?
No.
He picked up a roche fruit.
Oh! Okay, so this is an interesting game all of a sudden. Do you want to explain what that does?
The roche fruit is the rarest of all the fruits. It is a fruit that when you feed it to a monster, it turns it into an egg. So you can turn any monster you want into an egg.
And then when you hatch a monster in the tower, which is something you don't normally do in normal gameplay, because when you leave a tower, the monster leaves you. During a one-time climb, because if they leave for any reason, they will forfeit their round.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no consequence. Just throw the roche fruit on the monster you want, hatch the egg, and when it hatches, it will be Ko's level.
Yep.
And that's very, very nice, because there's some monsters which are just amazing. Oh, I see. He clicked off.
I think you're gonna
play some
likely
emulator.
I think you're gonna likely see Wuggah saving that roche fruit to throw at a Garuda the second he sees one.
Yes.
Is what I'm assuming he's gonna do. That or an Arachne if he wants to be safer.
Arachne would be definitely safer. I have yet to see anyone really truly fail when the Arachne's been able just to smack things. But a Garuda, if he wants to take that gamble, this could easily win the point. And Poulet and Dreamy, they're on floor 5 right now. Let's say they all got to floor 14 on even. They're all 4 of them are on floor 5 again. They seem to be very well paced.
Yeah, they're
just
all
like
right in lockstep with each other. Jeez.
Yeah, and there's a perfect fire sword. That's actually pretty good.
Fire sword is a good weapon to have.
But yeah, basically, if you see Wuggah get to floor 14, and if he finds a Garuda, and if he gets that egg, let's say they're all the same pace, and they're all floor 14, he'll probably be able to go up every single floor super quickly. Like, probably 10 seconds to 20 seconds if luck goes his way. Or even faster than that. Like, or if, oh, look at that, he's stuck between 5 monsters. He can escape that.
Mm-hmm.
The Garuda ability, Abduct, is horrendously broken to the point where we separate our leaderboards, which I made a little bit of prelude to before. We don't have an 80% per se right now. We have 80%, basically no major glitches. Or no major exploits, basically. But we haven't got around to changing the title. But basically, when it comes down to it, we have an unwritten rule. This is, I believe, called the Dawn rule between Don Fargo and Don Chad H from the last tournament. If something is, if the Garuda is not discussed, it is allowed. And if this is the other part of the Dawn rule, or the Dawn rule is what it is whoever gets the first point, so Poulet and Dreamy won the first point. The team with the who's down a point are permitted to use Garudas, because that way they can possibly catch up and get a point and force a round 3. And if it's round 3, both sides are banning Garuda. That was the Dawn Chatty, or the Dawn rule. Memory serves. So the fact is, Wuggah, who's down a point, has a roche fruit. Is very likely he's going to be going for that Garuda, because the unwritten rules say everything's legal right now and he can go for it.
And
the problem is, Garudas are incredibly risky, and you can teleport right in front of 4 monsters and die.
Yeah, I've experienced this every single time I've used a Garuda, because here's the thing about them too, is because of just how timing can work. with when you use an attack versus when it goes off in the order of a round. You can teleport, and the enemies can still have had an action to take, and so they can get free attacks on you when you teleport next to them, and your Garuda could just get meteor smashed into the ground.
Yeah. Also, I'm just checking our Azure Dreams Discord. Yeah, it would have been 4 minutes ago when he picked it up or so. He immediately asked in the chat, "Is our Garuda allowed?" So everyone said yes. That's most likely what he's going for right now. Because although Arachnids are more consistent and better, yeah, you can't compete with how fast they can go. So as long as he's safe and gets to floor 14, and although that's one of the worst things in the world, having the roche fruit in your pocket and it just burns a hole there.
Yeah, you're just looking at it just being like, I want to use it, I want to use it.
Yeah. The nice thing about it is you can't eat it yourself. If you eat it, it will actually go on the floor beneath you. So you can't accidentally use it on yourself. So yeah, that's the only nice benefit from it.
Thankfully, they coded that into the game.
You see SandKnight, the slogging it out with the clown, a U-boat. The U-boat just got unparalyzed.
Oof.
So he's going after the U-boat because the U-boat is that much more of a priority, but unfortunately he's doing 9 damage apiece. It has 30 HP, so it has 3 HP left.
This is still going to hurt a lot. This is going to take another, like,
Yeah, clowns, although are not the worst, they are still very, very strong for when it comes to their... You want them to use low down as much as possible right now, because that saves you a little bit of damage.
Yeah, it's obnoxious, but at least you're not taking damage. Instead, he'd just been low down again, it wouldn't have been a big deal if he'd gotten hit, because then he would just level back up again immediately. Yeah.
It always reduces your level by 1, but keeps you 1 experience away from leveling up. There's a couple glitches. There's a single glitch you can do with it. There's certain monsters that can evolve when they hit level 20. And those monsters gain more stats as an evolution than they did when they were their pre-evolution. Like with Pokemon and other things like that. They have higher base stats. What happens if you were to reverse them to the point where if they had 20 and you reduced it down by 21, the game says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, you had 255 attack power or 255 defense. Don't worry about it, I'm bad." So you can get a glitched monster which is basically immortal. And it requires a clown and a Newell is the easiest one, which is the most famous one, but there's also a dragon, which I think is potentially possible as well. There's a couple other ones. I think the Griffin might be a candidate in that one, but I'm not too sure. But it's really goofy on actually how the level up system kind of works and how it can be exploited. But as things go, it doesn't matter, and like you're not really going to see too much of that in this speedrun. Oh, the other thing I meant to mention as well is as the runners are getting to floor 10, and Poulet is currently asleep, and Wuggah is thankfully next to an elevator, but he is actually on the one-room floor. Just looking around for any cheap items. As they get to floor 10, the game does ramp up in difficulty. Floor 12 is actually, we forgot to mention, there's actually certain items in the tower that they want to look out for. One of those is the blue collar, because if you pick up an egg or throw a roche fruit on something and you can get an egg and hatch it, you can fuse monsters into Queenie. Oh, there's an egg actually perfectly for Dreamy. Thank you for illustrating that point. Why did you pick up the red sand? There's no reason to pick up a red sand. There's a golf one.
It could have been an accident. It happens.
Truth Glasses says it's a dream egg.
Oh, the worst. Just about the worst egg.
No, he does. He does have a Veil Sword, so he will use red sand on that. Did Poulet lose Queenie?
Oh, he must have. I wish I would have seen that. I just saw him with him. Oof.
Yeah. So right now it is 19 versus 19 right now.
Which is an incredibly close race.
Yeah, and it's going to be 19 to 20 if Dreamy will step on that elevator in the next little bit. But he's going to try to get some experience from this room first. So this, This is there's the mirror shield coming in effect for Wuggah. The mirror shield has a very, very high % chance of reflecting enemy magic back at whatever cast it. And for the most part, it pays off. Like, you can paralyze things like blocks. Griffins will sled them or rise themselves for massive damage. You can hit them, kill them in one hit afterwards. It really is worth it. Problem is, the mirror shield doesn't really have good base defense, but it doesn't rust. And that's the nice thing about it, though. So you don't have to worry too much about that.
Like, for like a repeated entry run, like if you're like beefing it up with blue sands, it's a good contender for that.
Yeah.
Because that 75% chance to reflect magic is amazing.
Yeah, the best shield, in quotations, is the leather shield. Because it does have a very high chance... Oh, Woog is being very, very protective of the walking to the elevator there. He just hit a paralysis trap walking into a room, so he doesn't want to take any more risks. He does have that roach fruit. It is burning a hole in his mind right now. He wants he's 4 floors away from finding a Garuda.
Look, Shawnee, in the Azure Dreams community, your memes don't have to be dreams. So, Wuggah's gonna do everything he can to get that roach fruit to happen.
Oh, I know, but the thing is, it sucks when you have that in your pocket. And you just sit there like, if I die, like it is literally like, I think 1 in 5,000 chance of finding it or something.
It's so rare.
Yeah, so when we're saying it burning a hole in his pocket, it's like walking around like $2 million in your pocket and expecting to, like, you know, I'm not gonna get mugged today or something. It's like, ugh.
Look,
like
I've not been mugged in the 3,000 times I've walked to the bank with this money. I'm fine.
Exactly, it's gonna be that one case. SandKnight picking up Queenie and walking to the elevator. When you pick up Queenie, it's a free action. If you put down Queenie, it costs an action. So it does make a difference. Oh, he had a cursed diamond shield. I didn't realize Poulet had that.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
He found a decurse scroll and he used it. I'm like, that's an odd thing. Oh yeah, I meant to explain as well. We do actually have a small strat we can use to kind of beat the tower and how random it is. The floors are procedurally generated, so we can't stop on that one. But when you load in, and the camera will always go from you, or from the top left hand of the map to you. If you were to write a letter C. Mm-hmm. And if you are on the bottom right of the map, and it starts at the top left, if you pay attention to where everything is, and remember how the camera moves, you can actually trace everything that you saw. If you did not see the elevator during that time, or any eggs or anything of interest, you can just go, you know what? I'm just going to explore north, and then to the left, where the sea is. He's going to have to shove... No, you should have shoved that Kraken. Poulet, what are you doing? That's 2 hits instead of 1.
Oh...
Taking hits is required in this game. You gotta know when to take them.
Like, you're not gonna get away with not taking it. And,
yeah.
Like, Krakens are one of the ones you want to avoid getting hit by. Especially.
Yeah. And SandKnight actually has 3 Mahel seeds right now in his inventory, so he can get out of most situations.
Oh, and he's got a U-boat egg.
Oh, they have a U-boat. Oh, I know what SandKnight's doing. Oh, SandKnight. Okay, so U-boat has... every monster has its own ability. Queenie has Brid, which is a small little fireball. And then Griffins have Rise, it's a strong one. Garudas have Abduct. U-boats have nothing they can use in the tower against you. They can sink on the ground, and they can always get the first attack off and stuff like that. Or, the other option is if you own them, you can make them scout the floor. And what SandKnight is going to be doing is he's going to be hatching the egg.
He's going to hatch the egg, and then he's going to be wanting to use that scout ability as much as he can.
I think
because it's going to basically works like there's an item you can get called the Star Glasses,
yes.
which are they're a one-use item that gives you the layout of the whole floor, items, elevator, everything included. The U-boats can just do that.
Yeah, there's a fire crystal usage. I still don't 100% trust fire crystals. They do soft lock the game on occasion, based on how they want to interact with items.
Yeah, they're a little bit of a gamble, but they're pretty cool. They're very rare too. Like, not as rare as like a Roachford or anything, but they're pretty rare for the crystals as far as they go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, nothing is. The only thing rarer than a Roachford is probably a U-boat type U-boat just hatched. Redundancy is redundant.
Yeah, the monster egg is always kind of redundant.
Oh, you did pick a. This is watching Dreamy. He has a. So yeah, one more floor. Wuggah has to get one more floor with this damn Roachford in his pocket.
And then our memes aren't just dreams anymore, everyone. We can see the Garuda happen and watch it fail spectacularly together.
Oh, it's a three-room floor.
This is a bad floor.
Do you go down the long hallway or the short hallway? Because all the monsters spawn on the floor. But the thing is, they always will go counterclockwise or whatever. So you want to guess which way they're going to... Yeah, here's all the monsters. He's got to just take it, yeah. Pick up Queenie, take a hit.
Oh, and he lucked out with the miss. Nice.
Yep, that's great.
God, Poulet's in a bad spot.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So now, Wuggah is on a mission. He wants to find a Garuda. That is the must.
I mean, it shouldn't be too hard.
You'd be surprised. The more common one actually are trolls and new elves here. So you don't want to, like, again, there's already a troll there. So, like, you can see this, the Garuda that's on SandKnight's stage.
Oh my goodness, oh Poulet.
Oh, Poulet.
I think we're going to see a death on Poulet's side. That's a lot of new elves to deal with. You could try the Acid Rain Ball if he hasn't used it yet.
What he should do is, he should use the Holy Scroll.
Oh, he lucked out there. Oh, this is gonna hurt though.
Yeah. The thing is, he has a water shield, and he's versing a Garuda.
Yeah, that's bad news.
So, fun fact, the stupid salamander that got summoned isn't doing anything. Did you notice how it is screwing up its AI?
Yeah, they are kind of really buggy, and sometimes just don't do anything.
Yes. The salamander, which gets summoned from the fire crystal, unfortunately has a habit of not attacking things in doorways.
Hey, welcome in, George. Oh, I always love when you find the go-up traps right next to the elevator. It's like,
oh yeah, this is redundant.
Thanks, game. Oh no, not new elves. Oh boy, Poulet's got a little...
for that Garuda. Like, I wasn't joking. But he does have a Scarlet Wand now, though.
Well, at least Poulet survived that chain of new elves. That was pretty nasty.
Yeah. SandKnight and floor 17. This is a lot stressful for a match, but Poulet needs to find something. Everyone else has a familiar. He is petless. Yeah, you kill that small troll, SandKnight, in the corner, sleeping for 4 experience. That's worth it.
Right, George?
Yeah.
It's all in good sport.
It is.
Right now, it's a heck of a race we have going here.
Yeah, we're still waiting for that Garuda, and he might have to stay on the floor and walk around finding it.
It's funny because I've seen Garudas on everyone else's floor, just nothing for.
Oh, SandKnight. The Minerva was sleeping on the egg, so he just left the egg in the room. That's a floor 16 or floor 17. Yep. Goodbye, potential spider egg.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes you gotta choose your battles wisely.
Yeah. And look, there's 3 Arachnids. Speaking of acid rain balls, does he have one?
Oh, Wuggah's finally found some Garudas.
Yep, make sure he does this right. Grab the roach fruit, select tab, circle X. It's an egg.
It's sometimes you're
It's not as climatic as we're making it. He just pops and goes. egg.
Yeah, there's no missing. It just works.
Yeah. So, wait. Okay, I would not agree with doing that. Attack every space walking towards the egg in case there's a go-up trap.
Yeah, wouldn't that have been hilarious?
Yes, that would have been terrifying. And he should
actually, what would have been even more heartbreaking is the bomb trap right in front of it.
Yeah, like Fee, another runner. I taught her when she casually played the game. Like, if you see an egg, attack along the line. Like, do not, under any circumstance, walk towards it.
Yeah, if you're within straight lines of it, like, never just walk towards it. Bomb trapping an egg is something that happens way more often than you'd ever want it to.
Yeah, and SandKnight using U-boat to find where the elevator is. He scouted the entire floor, and he's now walking over there, and he's going to let Queenie take out the picket. Wuggah is still not hatching the egg. I think he's looking for the elevator first, or a Balrog.
I think it's fair to wait till he's in a safe spot to be able to escape with.
Well, the thing is, even now, it take very minimalistic amount of time to hatch the egg. But the problem is, he obviously wants to be a little bit more sure of things. So, I never explained, because I don't tend to do this. We see the runners turning the camera a lot. I don't do that. Now, Horza, why would someone consider doing that? Why would they turn the camera around?
Well, the camera gives you a good way to be able to see what's coming towards you and what are in rooms and such. I know, like, you and SandKnight like to use the strategy you talked about earlier with watching the floor layout happen as you spawn in to be able to gauge where you're at and stuff. But the safer strategy is to use the map to spin it around to see, like, you know, what enemies are coming down the path towards you. What's in, like, you can spin around outside of a room and, like, you see monsters in it to see what's in there so you can avoid going in there and starting encounters. And that's its big main uses. Or you can use it to just kind of line up to make sure you're in line with monsters, because sometimes this game can be a little wonky to watch.
Yeah. I don't know what Wuggah's planning to do. He has, for some reason... Okay, good. He's still using Queenie. Okay. Interesting play. We'll see how it goes for him.
I'm guessing he wants to wait as long as he can for the Garuda, just for, like, safety's sake. Like, he wants to use it more of a last... Oh boy.
Fun fact, traps can appear below elevators. I have been paralyzed on a trap and killed by a dragon. That is a possibility. So every time
I didn't know that elevators have traps under them. Huh.
No, they can. They can have any trap. I've actually found a go-up trap beneath the elevator as well, which is super redundant.
I mean, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned things like that to programmer. He might edit that into the randomizer, and then
There's always a go-up trap.
you can just be like, you know, no random traps on elevators on every floor, and so you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. It actually happened during the ARPGME marathon run. I was just casually going through the game, and I turned into a frog and went from floor 1 to floor 2 after we finished the runs. And during that time, when I went up the elevator, I wasn't thinking anything of it, but I went back and reviewed it. There was a bump trap beneath the elevator. So I proved on stream as well that, and I play on console, that, whoops, you know, that was the case. And also, what are they doing for floors right now? It is 28 for blue, and it is 41 collective for Wuggah and SandKnight. And I think we're finally going to see the Garuda.
Oh, we're finally going to see the action happening?
Yeah, he took it out. Another evil. Yeah. Oh, hi, programmer.
Uh-oh, he's here, everyone.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to see the abductability now. There you go. He's in a completely different room. literally probably hundreds of spaces away. And yeah, the problem is he should just kill Picket, but whatever.
He really should.
It's just costing time. Or just use Abduct again. Like Abduct takes a third of an MP. Like it is ridiculous on how much you can use it.
It's not even one full MP. It's
yeah, it's ridiculous. It's
like
absolutely ridiculous.
I feel like this was one of those things they didn't playtest very well. Like I imagine when they designed this, they had meant it to be a skill that you could use on only monsters. Like that was their initial idea, but they didn't obviously test that because like other monsters have like U-boats. Their scout ability takes 10 MP to use it, and like volcanoes have a rock they can poop out that will, be like the ice rock balls that enemies will attack it when they go past it instead of you. And that takes 10 MP, but the Garuda only takes a third of an MP.
Yeah, it's and they have 80 MP. You can use it roughly 120 times, before you have to worry about movement and everything else.
Just insane. That's why they make their own category.
Yes, and that's the thing is we do have a split in any percent runs. Basically, we have no major exploits, which is Garuda and stuff like that, which is reserved to the original world record holder for that category is Darcis. With no exploits, no nothing, sheer determination and like 200 plus runs or 300 plus runs, he managed to get to the top in a disgusting 39 minutes. And that is one of the craziest runs I've ever seen, even today. The Garuda, if I load up the Azure Dreams leaderboard here again, destroyed that. And he initially was like, oh, that's great. I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. So right now we have 8% grounded, which is basically no balloon and no Garuda because, hey, you stay on the ground.
And the balloon only really matters for the new game plus, less about the just normal any percents. Yeah,
the 80% we actually have. Me and SandKnight actually got really, really good times, but it was 36:56 is the world record for that one. So we beat the 39-minute mark by quite a considerable amount, and my record is 37:05. So I only lost my world record by 9 seconds that SandKnight did because we both got Garuda. And yeah, after that we both decided that wasn't good. Eventually the whole game would just boil around the fact that the strat would be book it to floor 14, find Garuda egg, get it to top of floor. So now we need to split this now. So if you happen to find one, submit to that category. If not, submit to the original category because
they're both perfectly valid and just fine. It's one of those kind of like feel bad RNG fests. We want to be able to we want people to actually want to run the game and not be only banking on Garudas for being the way to win. So, because if we'd kept it this way, it would have been just like a bizarro fest of waiting for Garudas. Did I get a Garuda? No. Okay, restart the run. Did I get a Garuda? Okay, restart the run. Oh no.
That's match point for SandKnight and Wuggah.
That's match point.
Or sorry, not match point. That's a different term.
I mean, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Just the round. The round goes to them. So yes. 1-1.
Yes, because so we have a death on floor 22 and floor 20. So collectively that's 42. Already we have 47 on red side. So that is Wuggah using Garuda to take the unicorn away. So he already knows he's won. Yeah, I think we should all have a 5-minute break. Get up, stretch, do whatever.
Yeah.
My dog is currently asleep. I should harass him a little bit, but he's too cute. You're lucky, Obi. Oh, you're so cute. But
puppies.
Yeah. Oh, 3-year-old dog. Either way.
They're always puppies, Sean.
Yes, they are. I know. I've been calling dogs puppies, even though my first ever dog was 16.
We got a kitten here last year, and
it's always a kitten. It's always a puppy.
A kitten. We actually have been calling him Little Guy, and he actually responds to it, even though he's not really a little guy anymore at 1.5 years old.
No.
But it's funny that he'll actually respond to it still. So just go, little guy, and he comes running. It's really cute.
Your cat responds to something? That's amazing.
Yeah, I know, right? Some cats. I mean, he doesn't always respond very well. You're better off bribing him. Like, all you gotta do to bribe him is pull out a hair tie, and like he'll come running. Like, he loves rubber bandy stuff.
That's really cute.
He knows where all hair ties and rubber bands are at all times. Like, he'll not have been in my room for days, and he'll just pinpoint where one is randomly. I'm like, where'd you find that? I thought I pulled them all out for you. Where'd you find that?
See, I don't. Okay, we're taking a 5-minute break, which is why we're talking about dogs all of a sudden. To talk about what SandKnight is doing, he's still exploiting the U-boat. I don't think at this point he can get a PB. I don't know if he wants to try to go for 40. I don't think.
I think he is trying to go for 40, like, at least until we can come back to the race. Like, maybe, you never know.
Because, yeah, SandKnight's PB is 5405, so, you know, he does have 11 floors to go, and if he can keep using this, the U-boat's ability, he should potentially be able to PB. So, let me ping him. 440. Because the thing is, I have no problem. Like, he's only 9 floors away now. Like, we're under an hour still. He's at 39 minutes. Like, there's a good chance the elevator's actually just above him there too.
And now we have the introduction of Veldo, the true final boss of this game. And, what a final boss we have in store for you today. If SandKnight can make it up there. He's rude though, because he shows up before the enemies show up, and so you're like, oh, this floor doesn't have any enemies on it. That's nice. Then they all spawn in, and now you're next to some really terrible monsters. Ooh, that's some bad news.
Yeah, so
I think he knew it was going to happen, though.
So this is a very big problem. What happened there is SandKnight actually should have... he does have Restore Scroll, so that's okay. I would have actually not used it then, but whatever. SandKnight used...
I might have used it on the U-boat and healed its MP up.
No, Restore Scroll doesn't do that.
No, I would have used something to heal the MP after.
Oh, I see.
You just U-boat, you're up way to 40, because why not?
True. But so what happened there was he used him a Hell Seed with the purpose of doubling his speed and outrace the tyrant, which he did. Problem is, Ko, he loves attention. He wanted to make sure that he looks at the camera and eats. But the thing is, he doesn't turn back the way he was. So all of a sudden, your monster, there goes Queenie again.
Yeah, well, I mean, the glaciers are the rudest monsters in the tower.
There's another one.
Why? They will kick these ice blocks and smash you in the walls and stuff, and they will hit you from long distances.
You might be lucky. Throw the
tyrant. He is lucky.
But yeah, basically, Ko will always look at the camera, but his position won't reset. So obviously, your monsters were set up AI and positions will say, "Oh, I have to walk behind you," and they tend to walk into the monsters. So if you're going to be using an item next to a monster, that's Sleeping Dragon in a prison trap.
Oh my! Wow!
Oh.
I bet he better have a heart attack right there.
Yeah. So can he get rid of... Oh, he has another Restore Scroll!
Oh my god.
He has to use him a Hell Seed, and then he has to take a hit. And then... walk down one, then one down right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you gotta be really careful with that Glacier AI.
They're very happy to shoot off the things. And also, they're there till the end of the tower, basically. Like, they don't go away anymore. Killers, he actually passed. So SandKnight is also prone to getting...
What's with these elevators? Oh my god!
That's crazy.
The elevator luck here is insane! I mean, oh, this is a bad room.
Not as bad as you might think.
Yeah, they were all asleep. Oh man, really? The elevator in the next room again? SandKnight, come on, man. What is this?
Okay,
Is this even
he's
randomized?
alone in a room, so what he can do now might PB get elevator luck. Yeah, this is what a mystery dungeon game is, right? Like, you don't know what's happening. He's flubbing the stuff a little bit right now.
He's thinking what he wants to do. He does have controller problems once in a while. That could have been a controller problem.
Yeah. So there you go. We see the elevators in the top right hand.
Which could be really bad.
Did that commentator bless him? No, it's not my luck for doing that. So any resources he finds along the way, he's going to have to be very careful to
No
conserve.
encounters? Wow.
Actually, I don't know if that may have just been the game going whatever. There goes the U-boat.
That's a bad sign. I mean, he probably has a fireball or something.
You know, he has one more restore scroll. I did see that. Yeah, and you can exploit the hallways that are close together doing that as well. SandKnight is very much always check them. That's right. You don't know if it's going to be a roach fruit if you pass it up.
I mean, does he really need a roach fruit at this level? I mean, I guess it's a free erase an enemy at this point.
So there's going to be one more. All these things. So yeah, his PB, just to put it in perspective, is 5405. He has not used the Garuda. This is as is. So he has a good chance of getting a good PB here. And his time does not end for a run.
Oh boy. Oh, that's really bad. Look at that monster train.
Yeah.
Oh,
no. Here's where it says goodnight.
Yeah, this might have just ended right here, folks. He doesn't really have anything left, too. He has a malicious scroll. So basically, he's gonna have to, like,
Oh, he's trying it.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Nope,
Like,
he'll survive the damage. It's actually stupid how much it increases the defense by. Now this is a problem. Oh boy.
Yeah.
He can take one hit and leave the U-boat to potentially take two.
Yeah, this might be a press F and chat soon, folks. Just...
See?
Oh, he got lucky.
No, that is how
Wow.
stupid that defense is for a water ball. Do that.
Oh my god.
So he is fine. He just hopes the dragon doesn't want to snipe him.
Well, the monsters moved in his favor.
Yeah, but he did use the scout before anything else. He doesn't know where the... Oh, okay, he's dead. You cannot get through a golem with... Boom!
Hey, 1 health! Aw.
Yeah.
Leather shield, why didn't you pull through?
Yeah.
Well, man, SandKnight.
Rest in
Congratulations,
peace.
that was an amazing run, even if you didn't get there. Dang.
Yeah.
That was
Yes.
impressive.
Yeah, so golems are the hardest hitting monsters. Maximums are, oh, boo, look at me, I'm all big beefy. Nah. Golems are way more terrifying. Alright, so we have 1 point. 1 point for SandKnight and Wuggah as well. You can see SandKnight try to reset the game with the control and possibly failing. You hear the sad music as well.
Yeah, but that music happens after you return to town after you found Beldo.
Yes. It doesn't go away until you beat the game, so enjoy the sad music when you wake up.
Alright, let's get this show on the road.
Yep. So, that was almost a floor 40 climb. In the last match, can we get to floor 40? I'm kind of thinking someone will be able to, once they reset their timers, of course. Yeah, no, the last 5 floors of the tower is scary. Like, everything, like, no matter, even if you're like level 40 with Ko, you will die very quickly. And it is really annoying, because yeah, you just saw, like, he was level 14 or whatever with a leather shield, but he still had 64 damage done against him. which it's like, okay, yeah, leather shield and low level. But because of that, like, let's say he was, 8 more levels higher and had 10 more defense. That's still 55 damage. Like, that still hurts like hell. You have, like, at most 100 HP by the time you do an 80% run. You're gonna die in 2 hits no matter what.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw our Discord link back up in there just in case we have some new people that are just like, wow, that was insane. Now I want to play this game.
Yeah. How about that?
How about that Discord?
So, yeah. So, to explain what this tournament match is, one more time. We have, it's a 2v2, red versus blue right now. SandKnight and Wuggah versus PouletSansTete and Dreamy. And basically, this is we're comparing each other versus the sum of collective floors. So last match, Poulet and Dreamy died on floor 22 and 20 respectively, so they had a sum total of 42. SandKnight and Wuggah had, at that point in time when they died, a sum total of 47, so they got the match point, but we just kind of let it play out a little bit to see if SandKnight would get to floor 40. He didn't. He disappointed all of us. No, not really. He did great.
Yeah, no kidding. Everyone played amazing last round.
That was a phenomenal match, all 4 players. Wuggah especially getting the roach fruit and the Garuda and stuff like that. That is just icing on the cake as well. But basically, this is a mystery dungeon style game. After this one floor that they're on is going to be procedurally generated and random items, random everything, except we know what monsters are coming up, but we don't know which monsters. And they'll get the same 5 items, which again, I'll say them in different order. It's going to be an egg, a random color, so it's going to be a plump of about 80% heat, medicinal herb, copper sword, wooden shield, and it will be a fireball with 5 charges. Those are the 5 items you'll get, and the game says, hey, this is how to play the game, and you're supposed to die. We don't want to die. We refuse to die, so we wanted to go up to the 40th floor. And by that, bless RNG for SandKnight's Queenie name. We do have fun in this community. If you want to waste a few seconds, you name Queenie. We have Wuggah as Buddy. We have U-Boat _ as PouletSansTete. And You Bloom as Dreamies. I personally name him Trash all the time because he's cost me more runs than I care to admit.
That's funny because I'll say that these races a lot of the times we don't go to time. It's just kind of like a hard end if we have to let it go that long.
Yes.
But there's been a couple of races I've had, casual races with a friend, where I literally had someone I had him finish line and beat me in the last 4 seconds of one of these races. So that naming can cost you a race.
Yes.
Technically speaking.
Yep. The thing is, Dreamy did not get the text skip there. If he would walk down left there, he could skip that 1 text box.
Yep.
But now he's going to walk around and skip 2 text boxes. The elevator tutorial and the trap tutorial.
I'm less a fan of Wuggah's first room here with all these
Wuggah is... Okay, he has to, just straight up use the fireball, get the 2nd level. The first level you gain is the most important one because it gives you 10 HP. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but in games now where you do 10,000 damage by the time you're level 30 or something, whatever. No, this is back in the olden days where +1 defense meant life or death.
Yep.
Ooh, prison trap. Good job, SandKnight. Watch everyone die at floor 3. This would be amazingly bad for some reason. This game is so unfair sometimes. It's amazing.
It would be amazingly Azure Dreams. Is what it would be. I'm just watching Poulet's monster train here. I'm like,
yeah.
So lead. Ouch.
But the thing is, because these 5 items that we get, though, we can actually do the run. The spell is very good for getting out of tough situations. Under flame.
Oh.
Okay, Poulet. I would have backed up diagonally and let Queenie do an AI 1 attack there. That was not necessary. You don't want to be 7 HP or lower versus a flame because they tend to snipe you with sled and take you out.
Yeah, they are very trigger happy with sled.
Yeah. Basically, everything like you see right now, they have no idea what's coming on each other's towers and stuff like that. So we actually allow the runners to watch the races, not during the randomizer, because with the randomizer they actually have seeds and everything is the same, so you don't want to do that. But in this case, if let's say Wuggah is watching the stream, hi Wuggah if you are, if he were to see Poulet's side, it's not going to mean anything to him. He'd be like, cool, Wuggah's on floor 3, that's all the information he can pretty much get, because whatever happens on Wuggah's side will never happen on Poulet's side, which will never happen on SandKnight's side, which will never happen on Dreamy's side. So the game is horrendous to run, but hilarious to run, because you never know what's going to be happening. And I mean, we absolutely love it.
It's a mixed bag, because like where we've gotten to with it now, we're a lot more consistent than we would have been even like a year ago playing this game.
Can confirm, I was the only other runner ever to do any percent run for 2 years.
Like, when I was first wanting to look at what games I wanted to speedrun, this was a game that I was like, man, I wish I could run Azure Dreams if it wasn't such a mess to try to run. But then like I'm like, wait, people run this game? And wait, you can be kind of consistent? Excuse me.
And
where do I sign over the deed to my house? I mean, how does it work?
Where's my dog? Obi, come here, sweetie. He just darted out of the room for some reason. Yeah, I was gonna say, actually, you currently have a PB of 1 hour and 30 seconds.
Yeah, I've almost taken that down like 4 times in the last month, and I've died on like floor 38 each time.
Yeah, it happens like what we saw with SandKnight. Like, truthfully, SandKnight should have died when he hit that paralysis trap in front of the dragon.
Like, I almost knocked 5 minutes off of that just last night, actually, racing someone else in the community. But on floor 38, I spawned in a room in the corner with a dragon staring me down. And another dragon in the room, and I tried to put it to sleep, and then it woke up, and I didn't realize it, and it punched me in the face and killed me. Whoops.
Yeah, but our leaderboard is, we have 13 people who have completed a 1-floor climb for the most part. I think Looney not so much. I think he had a couple entries. But I think he submitted his bookless run.
Yes, he submitted his bookless run for
yeah, it's 5:39:11. I'm pretty sure it's the bookless run.
Like, you see, like okay, about like 1 hour is time submissions, okay, and then you see 5.5 hours.
Yeah. The thing is, what they're doing is what is not normal. Like, we should not ever be considering going up the floor in one climb, because you need resources, you need levels, you need to have different sets of monsters, different fusions, different equipment, whatever. Nah, we're just gonna run. We're just gonna go up the tower, and it's dumb. But it's somehow we can do it for the most part. Like, we understand more about the tower, how the monsters interact, their AI, like glaciers, and how happy they are to shoot things. We can't predict things like traps or procedurally generated floors, or when the criticals will happen, because sometimes the enemies will just crit you and kill you. That happens too.
Yep. Killers are especially notorious for that.
Yeah, or you're walking away and you're barely surviving, you hit a slam trap. Oops. But dying doesn't feel bad in this game. Everything you do, just laugh at it and just go again.
Like, we try to foster in the community a very much of a us versus the tower. Like, there is like a friendly competitiveness to like the scores and like in your times, just to, like just to do it. But like generally, like it's us versus this game. Like, we just want to play this game better. We're not here to like bring each other down and like complain about the community or like people are just like too good or something. We want everyone to be here and to have the same tools and to die together, because we die a lot.
Yeah, and the thing is, actually, before this race started, I did post in the Discord. It's like, everyone make sure you refuse to die as much as possible so we have a good race. Like, that's basically the mentality of how long can we survive. It's not so much we get to the top, it's can we get to the top without dying? Like, how like, what about 428 this time?
Wuggah hits a monster den.
Ooh, we're switching that music. We're switching to the music. Wuggah, there we go. Because this is very rare music you don't get to hear very often. So basically, a monster den is when all the monsters fill up the room that you're currently in. And it's terrifying. Thankfully, he's on a floor 5, so it's not too bad. Yes, I'm aware of what I said. I will explain that in a second. Don't worry. But yeah, the monster den is. I will pet you at least. Stop being prissy.
Well, if you can figure it, Lexar, if you can figure out a way to like zombie glitch your way up the tower, please let us know. We would love to see it.
Well, what I was actually going to initially say before I trailed off on the monster den, because again, great music, love it. If you want to do a run of this game, just go start a brand new file, start outside Ko's house. Timing starts when you first have movement, because we just don't want to watch the angel cutscene anymore, truthfully. Go till you finish. 2 or 3 attempts, that'd be probably 3 hours or so, 3.5 hours. Next time, try to do it in 2, or try to do it a little bit quicker.
Yeah,
there's nothing against the rules saying you can't do multiple re-entries, or if you die, you just can't go back in, because you'll have a stronger Queenie. So, actually, for the bookless category, one of the strats is actually to go in and immediately have Queenie kill you using Brid. Because when you go into the tower properly for the next time, you skip the tutorial, and you have a potential chance for random items that aren't the 5 preset items that you start a file with. So you could potentially start off with a Scarlet Wand. That's an ideal strat. And it's a thing that can happen. So yeah, you can get to the top without dying. But if you were to run this game, and if you happen to die, just finish the run. If you think you can do it with the resources or whatever you think you can get on the next climb, go for it. What they're doing now is not normal. Our community somehow made the not normal, especially in our memes category. You can definitely see that if you browse our Discord. But
yeah,
especially with Programmer and all the stuff that he's managed to do with the randomizer, whatever we call it now. I don't know anymore.
It's just the randomizer. Well, how do you make a random game randomized? Well, let me tell you, friends. There's a way.
He found a way. But the thing is, if you ever get discouraged trying to think, I can't do this in one go, don't do it in one go. Have fun. Go at it.
Yeah.
Just do 3 or 4 attempts. Stream, record it, submit it. Have fun. It is a fun game to play, and we all enjoy this game. And that's all what unites all of us together in this one. Literally across the world, because Don Chad H, I know he's in Australia. We have 2 European runners in this race alone between Poulet and Wuggah. I know there's a couple other Europeans as well. We have oddly high ratio of Canadians. A very high ratio of Canadians running this game.
Actually, I think that's the biggest ratio of our entire community is Canadian.
Yes.
There's only a few of us from the States here that run the game, or at least that are here yet. We're getting more though. We're growing.
Yeah. On the leaderboard, 13 runners for the any percent grounded category. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Canadians. We have 1, 2, 3 Americans. I don't know where one of the runners is from. It doesn't have a flag. And then we have 1 German, and we have 1 from Finland, which is Wuggah. So, and also, actually, speaking of, this is actually a kind of a cool thing. Everyone, if you can kind of semi-spam this in chat, it is definitely past midnight where Wuggah is. So everyone just post that. That is happy birthday in Finnish. It is his birthday today. So
it is officially, quite literally,
Wuggah's birthday. So everyone just let him know happy birthday if he's seeing the chat. So we love you, Wuggah.
Happy birthday, Wuggah. Glad you got a
Garuda. SandKnight win despite you being his teammate. I can't root for SandKnight and have legal concerns.
The only gift we can give you is that you could use a Garuda.
Yes.
So, which is a nice gift. Hey, I wouldn't say no to that.
Yes, and I will try to pronounce it. Anya. I have no idea if that's accurate or not, but
I don't know how to speak any Finnish, so I'm not going to even try.
Yeah. Next time, Canada and Finland versus. Hopefully, the outcome will be different for hockey. But anyway, back to the match. But yes, we're actually a pretty close community. Actually, this is one of the friendliest communities I'm part of as well. Everyone's just super happy at all times. And we can see
we like to have a lot of fun in the Discord.
Yeah. So I think actually he's the first one since or doing the tournaments that actually had a match on his birthday too. Because yeah, it's a big time difference right now for. Also, this is SandKnight giving me the translation. So if this is something horribly offensive, it gets pinpointed to SandKnight.
Yeah. Anything that's wrong gets blamed on SandKnight, and please tell him that it's all his fault.
Yeah. So okay, Wuggah has amazing inventory right now. Between 2 medicinal herbs, 2 pita fruits, a couple spells, and good equipment.
Everyone's playing it real safe here.
Yeah, everyone wants to...
on floor 10 at 15 minutes about.
Yeah, that's a very, very good first at 10 time. Fun fact, the first at 10 category has been ruined by Captain Luigi. I made mention of it before. Let me load up the times I get accurate.
I think he's got 3 minutes and 4 seconds.
3 minutes, 6 seconds. I got it off by 2 seconds last time. Yeah, it's a disgusting run to see, but basically he had 7 elevators in the same room.
Seraph, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But I can tell you who is wrong.
Yeah.
No, we like
SandKnight, blame me. That's the other one.
I mean, you decided to pick pickets for your monster. Like, why?
Coin-operated bazookas. It's okay. You're a good boy. I know I'm talking loud. You got a little anxious there. But, yeah. So, we can see here that SandKnight, again, has booked up the floors. Poulet not far behind him. Poulet also has a Scarlet Wand, so he's able to do a lot more damage. We kind of touched on wands before. I'll explain a little bit more detail now. Basically, the wands will give you a 1.5 times multiplier damage for mixture magic, and only mixture magic. It has horrible physical attack power. They're always 1.
Yeah, Wuggah's gonna straight up nope out of there.
Yeah, that's definitely not a good situation to be in. But when it comes down to what's it called? The wands. If you have the same type wand, so you'll have a Scarlet Wand with fire magic, you'll get an additional 1.5 times damage multiplier on the 1.5, so 150% times by 1.5. So all of a sudden, you'll be smacking for a lot. So if you pay attention to Poulet's side, when he does mixture magic combat, oh, there's a blinder trap, so that's what the blinder looks like. He's just gonna weigh it out. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the rudest blind in any video, because you literally go blind.
Yes, and it's even worse when you hit the elevator while blind, because normally when you see the floor load in, you can't see that anymore. But here you go against the Dreamin', 38 damage, one-shotted, that's a level. He could probably easily AI1 and kill all clowns. I don't know if he can one-shot... Oh, he can one-shot them as well at level 9. So, he might be able to even kill the troll. No. Trolls have 38, so he's still shy of that.
Close, though. Once he hits level 10, though, like, he'll be one-shotting the trolls.
Yeah, and the damage calculations that I have in my head basically mean once you hit level 23 with Ko and level 23 with Queenie, if you AI1 properly, so if you get a lot of free attacks in and tank hits and do everything properly, you should theoretically be able to kill everything in the tower except a golem. Because golems are a little bit more annoying than I like. SandKnight looking for the blue collar on floor 12.
Oh, going a little greedy with that.
Yeah. But yeah, basically everything until about floor 20, Poulet will be able to kill if he does AI1. Just because he has a Scarlet Wand and he's a decent level.
Yeah, that Scarlet Wand is a literal game changer.
Yeah, and that was actually funny for me because when I developed AI1, it was never to be used with mixture magic when I was a kid. I only ever did physical attacks. And when I joined this community, when SandKnight invited me to be one of the 4 people who joined the community, we started discussing mixture magic and how powerful it was, and that's when I learned, wow, I've been missing out on a very crucial part of the game. Because I'd always have Queenie do the attacking and stuff like that. And actually, if you ever watched my first ever run, first ever any percent run up the tower, it was 2 hours and 58 minutes. and it was a 2-entry attempt. And my first entry attempt was 1 hour and 31.
This is the terror that is a Kraken, by the way.
Oh,
it
yeah.
does 4 damage back to him every time he hits it, and it took 4 hits.
Yeah. There is that blue collar he was searching out for, which happened to be, I think, just beneath the room he started in. Yep.
Well, you know, the luck didn't pull out for him this time.
Nope.
We'll
he wants
egg.
to hatch that egg. He doesn't know what it is, though. But he did find it on this floor. He might be hoping for a Garuda, because he can find them as low as floor 11.
I always like that. I used to think when playing this game when I was young that the monsters would only have their eggs show up on their floors, and so I was like always confused and be like, what floor did I get this egg on? I forgot.
Yeah, there's also a couple really trolly eggs that you don't want. Dreamin', Bloom is okay, I guess. It is tanky. Dreamin' is definitely one you don't want. We have seen a couple runners use egg bombs. And basically, sorry,
Dreamin' is specifically like one of the worst eggs to see in general.
Yeah. And basically, what you want to keep them for is you just want to use them up by feeding them to your monster. It's okay. You want to feed them to your monster, and they act as a pita fruit, unless it's new well. But basically, Queenie will eat the egg, restore 50 MP, and he'll be fine. So, but if you find like a really good egg, like, oh, he got another U-boat! SandKnight must be dancing.
Wow, 2 runs in a row?
Yeah.
Is this even randomized?
Actually, to touch on that, just in case anyone actually is interested in doing the randomizer runs and stuff like that, to prevent people from... okay, that was a scary crit. To prevent people from using the randomizer to fix seeds to get any % times, we actually had programmer change a key component. When you see them open their menus, you can see what's it called? It says
like,
Tamer,
yeah,
beneath a Ko's name, like where I say Queenie and stuff like that. On the randomizer, it says runner. And because of that, we know if someone were to be using the randomizer when it's not supposed to be used. Because the leaderboard is only available for console or emulator, not the randomizer. So just if you're like, oh wow, I had a great run and everything, all the elevators were like one right beside me. Yeah, but we don't want that. Like, as like, we didn't want to have that, oh geez, are we able to find out if someone's used it? So programmer's been great on like how to do that, and like we trust the community entirely as well. And this is where Queenie wants to be dumb. Queen's gonna die, isn't he? Okay, barely not.
Woo.
So what happened there was Queenie wanted to defend the froggy. That's annoying. We don't want him to. But his AI automatically turns to 4 when you return into a frog or paralyzed or sleep. And it's very annoying because Queenie's not very strong when it comes down to it. And it could have been a lot worse as well if Queenie used or got abducted by the Garuda. Because even if you did transform back out, you'd have to try to find your monster, and you can't change his AI when you're a frog, and would most likely die if it was transported to a room with a bunch of monsters.
I've had some very unfortunate times with frog traps and my monsters defending me.
Yeah, it's one of the worst things. 'Cause you really hope, because the second 2 monsters are in the same room, not the doorways, they will try to fight each other if they're on AI 4.
And currently, just so people know, Red Team is currently 1 whole point and floors ahead of Blue Team.
Yes, it is still a very even match.
Yeah. Oh, and...
Oh, we got a volcano egg on Dreamy's side. And that's a dead Queenie on SandKnight's side.
That's pretty bad.
And that's going to be potentially a dead SandKnight.
I think a SandKnight is probably dead. Even if he eats that medicinal herb, like, he's going to take all that damage right back. Like,
problem is, he should have been using the fireball.
He should have been using the fireball.
Because, like, again,
He's
resources are
he's
useless
getting
if
greedy.
you're dead.
Oh my god.
Oh, goodbye, egg.
You only have a 50-50 chance to pick up a monster if they can be picked up.
Yeah.
And so that you're rolling pretty. Oh boy. Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Dreamy
Here it
just
comes.
threw a Newell egg.
Ouch. Newells are a really cool monster because they have a healing spell, and they recover their MP via the herbs you find rather than the pita fruits.
Well, pita fruits, herbs, and seeds. I'll give them 50.
Oh, the seeds too. Okay.
Yeah, they're vegetarians, basically. Oh, there's a Rise spell from the Griffin from Wuggah's side. Massive damage against Queenie because we can't just be nice to each other. Okay, let's see if SandKnight can do this properly.
Oh no.
Who is playing together? It is the left
Adam.
side versus the right side.
Yes.
It is SandKnight and Wuggah versus PouletSansTete and Dreamy.
And Adam in a bit of a pickle right here.
Oof, dog. It's disgusting. Wuggah is going for some experience with the Scarlet one.
Look at all these griffins! Oh, the Griffin gang came out in force today.
Yeah. You don't ever want to see griffins because, yeah, here's the Rise spell that they love using.
Oh yeah, this is a rip. I don't see any way of getting away from all four of these monsters.
Not with his resources, no.
Currently, the red team is in the lead.
Yes, but it looks
We're
like
at
Dreamy...
23 to 19 right now.
So 13 for round 3. And that was at 25:50. The time doesn't matter because that was the first death, but whatever. So yeah, so now it's 2v1. So
which means if Wuggah and SandKnight get a combined score of 54,
yeah,
there's no chance for Poulet and Adam to go forward. So if they both get to about 420, 27 each, then they win automatically by default.
Yeah, because they have a higher cumulative score. Oh man.
Sometimes the tower giveth, and sometimes the tower take away.
You can see that. Poulet. Wuggah's in a relatively good spot as well, actually, right now.
Yeah, SandKnight's in kind of a super risky spot.
Yeah, he doesn't have the monster he'd want here. Because there's going to be a lot of wing creatures coming up. Like, he's going to be fine for the next 2 or 3 floors. But the second the wing creatures come out, like, he has a lot of recovery things, and he's going to have to use a lot of the...
Oh my.
Oh. Let's see if we do that here. Here are the runners as well.
Poulet opened a Garuda up.
Okay, there's Dreamy. Just being Dreamy. Oh, a slow trap on SandKnight's side. Pick up that Ulim, throw that Ulim. Yeah.
Yeah, this race ain't over yet, folks.
Yeah, no. Okay, shoutouts to Baldwin, who first found out how broken Garuda is. On the New Game Plus category, he just demolished it. He kept putting his head to the wall basically constantly. And let me check the leaderboard here.
He's got a really good new game.
With Garuda alone, just entering the tower, he got to the top of the tower in 24 minutes and 26 seconds. That's disgusting. The only person... Yeah, rip. Thank you. Thank you, Dreamy. Doc thought it was a 10th, so I thought he'd be. 1 sec here. Ooh. There's the other person. There's me. Yay! There you go. My doggy. He sneaked up on Obi and started petting him without him realizing. That's cute. Anyway, so yeah, basically, with the New Game Plus category, you can bring in anything you want, but it has to be neutral state.
Oh no. Oh, we might... Oh boy. That was bad.
Okay, he's lucky that was only a one-turn paralysis.
But he's got, basically nothing, though, and he's got another zoo in his face.
No, what he should do... Yeah, exactly. Is throw it the other way and try to pick up the other one.
He's got a blinder ball, so it's yep. That's the way to do it.
Is it? Which way will U-boat go? That's the question. It should try to go forward. Okay, good. Then he's fine.
In those positions, I like to give my familiar a command.
Yeah.
Just be
at
like,
that point, yeah.
You're gonna stay right there.
So stealth's actually something we didn't touch on last time, because we actually didn't see them, because SandKnight booked it up the floor so fast.
Sometimes you don't get to see stealth.
Yeah. We see the abusive abduct going on with Poulet's side. So this will be very interesting, because, like, theoretically... okay. I was going to say, if SandKnight were to die, you don't want to mess with the block. Blocks are very scary. Even with this, he's going to take a lot of damage just for trying to blind this thing. So, yeah. Just let the blocks do their thing. Flame ball is very useful. Oh, we should also explain the spell balls. We actually haven't yet. The spell balls in this game, they come in 3 elements. Also, I'll get to your question in a second on the chat. The spell balls are fire, wind, and water based. Water tends to be support. Wind tends to be like debilitating, so like blind, paralysis, and stuff like that, or low down. Fire tends to be physical attack, or not physical attack, but tends to be actual attack damage. So you want that. What is the goal in the game? To get to the 40th floor. You can see the number in the top left. SandKnight is currently on floor 27 out of 40. If he were to get there, he would technically he would quote unquote beat the game.
What are all these holy scrolls? Wuggah.
I don't know. But we did say before that once they hit floor 54 cumulatively, Poulet can't win.
Japul, you are right. There is also a dating sim as well. This is a
yes. So someone put a dungeon in this dating sim game. I don't understand what happened there, but
this was the PlayStation days where like every RPG had everything in it. Like it's just how it was.
Yeah. The only thing I can ever compare this game to, it was obviously dating sim.
This is dangerous for SandKnight.
Yeah,
So, oh my goodness, the elevator
luck still. How do you lose? Dying. If you die, if you use a wind crystal or lean fruit on your non-queenie monster, you will leave the tower, and you will technically. That's why you don't set his AI to 4. You don't want Garuda picking fights. What floor did Dreamy die on? He died on floor 13.
Yep.
At 2550.
Go Poulet! Oh boy.
Okay,
SandKnight is doing the dance and hoping that they don't get pinned in.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
Yeah, I mean, like, this run could go south like at any moment for SandKnight. Oh my god, yeah, there it is.
Okay. So he's going to take another hit from the snowman just to do this. So if you hold down triangle, you can technically move your position around without taking a step. And when the things are upside down, you're going to have to do that. Yep, that's right. I'm keeping track.
Again? Well. This guy with the elevator luck, I'm telling you.
Yeah, there's something. Yeah, the thing is, reverse sweep, yeah. The other thing is, when the world's flipped upside down, your controls are not. Up is still up, and down is still down. Everything's flipped upside down, so it's very confusing.
This game is just very wacky.
Yeah. So what is Poulet's any percent time, by the way? Or any percent ground? Sorry, any percent time. He doesn't actually have an any percent for the Garuda usage. So he technically, if you were to finish, he would get a run. So you can keep that in mind. Ooh, that was a bad movement. You saw it. Every once in a while, the runners will wiggle and stuff like that. Or they'll stop and they'll turn the camera back and forth. That's them just kind of trying to show us what's going on. SandKnight, rest in peace.
That leaves them with a score of 52 right now. So if they get
just two more floors on Wuggah's side,
then they confirm it. Because if Wuggah dies on the next floor and Poulet then completes, then Poulet's team would win by the draw because they would have the higher floor advantage.
Yes.
But if Wuggah gets 2 floors, then they win. And it's if Wuggah doesn't get terribly unlucky, he's got a very stacked set of items.
Yeah, but the thing is, let's say if Wuggah were to die, that means Poulet would have to get the floor 40.
Hey, he's got a Garuda, and anyone who knows seen Poulet run this game knows Poulet can just like pull 40s out of like thin air. And
I've seen dumber things happen in these marathon races. Although there's another elevator, Wuggah being very careful stepping on. He did not check the elevator. Again.
He might not know that you can hit a trap on the elevator.
Yeah, no, that's something
I didn't
that
know
people.
Either.
No, I know you have to be very be very careful about that. But yeah, the problem is with floor 24 is there's a lot of unicorns and there's a lot of blocks. They like to paralyze and they like to blind. They also hurt, but Wuggah does have some good equipment on him.
Yeah, Wuggah's pretty stacked for this floor.
Oh, there you go. SandKnight being laughed at taking a bath. Small Easter egg in the game. Also, baths like that feel great. And there's the win for Wuggah if he steps on the elevator.
Send that Viper right out of here. And that's it.
There you go.
Hits cancel and he got it. GG, Red Team.
So that is floor 54 cumulatively. It's going to write down 54 plus. That is good game on that one. SandKnight and Wuggah will be going up to the finals, the winners finals. They will go to challenge someone in this call.
Wait, there's someone in this call that's gonna be in the tournament? What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't played a game in so long. It just feels like I.
I know it's been a couple weeks while you're just sitting on high and mighty there.
Yeah, me and Baldwin just sitting in our lounging chairs, drinking scotch by the fireplace, awaiting our challengers to finally come over.
Although you're going to be versing some very scary opponents. Let's see. Are we going to be waiting for Poulet? He seems to be trying to push it up. He actually is playing still quite fast. That's a Cyclone Egg. That's a strong Cyclone Egg.
The Cyclones hit pretty hard. The egg does, at least. Which is kind of surprising.
Yeah. Do you mind pinging Poulet and seeing if he's going to be... It looks like he's going to be climbing. I'm going to see if we can get someone in here for an interview, though, while we're at it.
Yeah, why don't you grab SandKnight?
Yeah. Copy link. There's that one, and then I'll send that to Wuggah as well. And I'm losing track of all the names. There we go. There's Wuggah, and then I was about to send that to you as well because I keep seeing all these things. Oh, that's why he changed his darn Discord name to Orlando Bloom because he used the Bloom in a match.
Adam just wants to make it as hard as we can with names.
Yeah. So yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome, Adam.
Adam.
Dreamy bunch of emotes.
It's important that everybody knows that SandKnight paid off the RNG for Wuggah.
Yeah.
And also, all those elevators he bought in that one run. I mean, come on.
Right? How much money did this guy spend to take this tournament?
Yeah,
Someone
I know.
should investigate.
Yeah, it is a Konami game, so a lot of money got transferred probably somehow. And okay, there's a paralysis on Poulet. So, no matter what, congratulations for getting this far in the tournament. Like
Yeah,
that
no
is still
kidding,
an
man.
amazing feat.
Yeah, you're right. Third place is nothing to complain about, honestly.
Nope, definitely not. You and Poulet did great. I am shocked on how fast you've progressed as a runner in this game. Because when you joined the last tournament and you helped me commentate, all of a sudden you're part of the community and like blah, whatever, and you're now third place in a 2v2 tournament with Poulet. Like,
Yeah,
that
I
is
think.
phenomenally amazing growth when it comes to learning how to run this game.
Yeah, I didn't. There was a couple people coming into this tournament that I kind of wanted to tag on that I thought were pretty solid players, and I hadn't really seen Poulet. And then he ended up being like, "Hey, why don't we pair up?" And I was like, "You know what? I'll give it a shot." And it ended up being
you
really
chose
good.
wisely.
Yeah, no, our team has been really good about when one of us is playing bad, the other is playing good. So it's managed to get us this far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know those feels.
Yeah, it's quite phenomenal that it's like you guys are just a good pairing to each other as well. I know for a fact Poulet is a tough opponent because he knocked me out of the tournament, the previous one. I think they are going to floor 40, I believe.
Honestly, they can both probably do it. Yeah, Wuggah's items, man. There was a point where I started playing a little riskier because I looked over. Like the second game, I pretty much we reached a point where I knew it was a wash, because Wuggah had Garuda, SandKnight was playing really well. There wasn't like a whole lot of room for us to really take it. And then when I saw that Poulet fell down, I was like, okay, well, this one's pretty much a wash. Kind of have to accept it. And then going into that third one, everybody was playing safe. I could not, for the life of me, I don't think if anybody noticed, but I spent about 90% of my floors with a -2 copper sword.
I was
could
actually
not
aware.
find
Like
anything.
you were just stuck with it basically.
And so,
Welcome,
yeah,
SandKnight, as well.
Ahoy!
Hey,
Hey, man. Yeah, and then Poulet got the Garuda. I thought, okay, maybe we got this. And then I looked over and saw that, both Wuggah and SandKnight were on high floors, and Wuggah's items were just so insane that it was like, okay, well, I have to start, taking some risks here, or we're gonna go down. So
Yeah,
and Adam, you played like a machine in these races. Like you did amazing.
yeah, I think other than it was a really good set. I think other than Wuggah's one early floor death, I think everybody in the race got fairly high pretty much every single round.
Yeah, actually, everyone. Oh, okay. Just to point out what's happening on Poulet's side, we're again seeing Beldo, but he's on the far end of the room, away from the exits. This is the worst case scenario if you spawn in like a dragon's there or something, or if your Garuda gets paralyzed. That's always bad too.
You can't teleport if you're paralyzed.
Yeah, but basically, like with the Garuda, you'd be able just to abduct out of the room. So like that. This is why this stupid thing is just so overpowered. But,
Is
man.
Wuggah really fighting Annapolis?
He did.
Yeah, he won.
Barely, but he won.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
this
that's
guy's
nice,
got
Adam.
nerves of steels.
Yeah. Oh, and the egg pickup.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hey,
these
but
are.
by the way, Adam, what a set. Seriously, what a set.
Yeah, I was feeling so good coming out of race 1, and then we got murdered that second round. As soon as I heard the roach fruit, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a bad one.
Was there a roach fruit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wuggah got a roach fruit.
What
Yeah,
did he
and then-
roach?
Garuda.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so you can imagine. I'm just sitting here like the whole time after I hear he got a roach. I'm like, come on, man, just hit a bad trap and die, please. Please just die, man.
You can't do too much of that
Poulet
one.
spawns in front of a dragon.
Yeah, he can move, he can move.
Now he has a
Didn't
lead
hide the
for.
dragon.
He's in the room with the elevator as well.
Sure.
He's got this.
I absolutely have to rewatch the whole set. Then it seemed it was not only madness on my side.
Oh yeah, that third game, man. Oh, I was getting brutalized.
Oh, he hit a trap that would have killed Garuda. It was a bomb trap.
SandKnight, I have a question for you, SandKnight.
Sure.
Did a programmer set you up with whoever you bribed for all that elevator luck?
right?
Did he data mine who you had to bribe at Konami for that?
Yeah.
The only important thing is that I've taken out the U-boat Brotherhood, and both time we won, I actually had a U-boat.
Yeah.
Oh, the U-boats betrayed you. Oh, that's so true. That's so sad.
No,
The cooperatives, I believe, is the other name.
Yes,
I thought it was the Team Tryhard. I mean, that's Wuggah's save file name.
It's also my save file name, but the real name was the Cooperatives, but we got renamed for the Team Tryhard. Yeah.
Yeah, the moment I knew, the moment in Game 3, I knew I was done. I had 2 eggs, and I knew one of them was a garbage egg. I didn't know what the other one was, so I threw the garbage egg first, trying to save the other egg. And I was gonna plant, or no, sorry, I'm messing it up. Sorry, I hatched the first one, and it ended up being a volcano, and I was sitting on the second egg, and I ended up having to throw the second egg, and it was a mule, which I would have tried to hatch, and I was just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. That was
Yeah,
it.
the moment
I knew, the moment in Game 3, I knew I was done. I had 2 eggs,
One sec,
I knew one of them was a garbage egg. I didn't know what the other one was, so I threw the garbage egg first, trying to save the other egg.
Shawnee.
And I was gonna plant. Or no.
I can see George in the chat judging you significantly right now.
Yes, I'm sorry. I pushed the button to say winner. I did not realize that would make all the things explode. I'm sorry. It should be fixed now.
It's all good.
But man, we are on 38 on Poulet's side. He's gonna do it, man.
Yeah, actually, he does not have an
there.
8% Garuda time, so this actually would be a PB for him if he gets the 4.
Very nice.
Which is why we kind of decided we should just let him finish, because I know for a fact Wuggah's time, he's not going to beat his...
No, his time is really...
Yeah, he has to get up to the 40th floor on Wuggah's side in 1 minute. So that's not going to happen, but we can get a PB for Poulet.
Alright.
No matter what. So we just kind of filling time. So sorry for that one. Oh, so there's no more echo? So...
I'm going to blame the pickets.
No, don't blame pickets. Pickets are great. Everyone's so mean. Yeah, I know. I pushed a button that made everything winter, and then all of a sudden, everything just exploded. So it's like, So there's no winter, technically.
Come on, Poulet, you can do it.
One more.
Oh, that's the elevator. That's it, folks.
Yep.
Welcome to our first floor 40 clear of this race.
Nice, that's true.
I can't remember what you called it. But...
What is this?
Yeah, I can't remember what you called it, but someone said there was probably going to be a 40 this set, and you were right.
I did.
I'm the one that said that. I said we're going to probably see it. We keep saying we don't have this in Shawnee.
I'm actually curious who's hit 40 the most in this tournament. I would put money that it's been Poulet. He's had 3 or 4 now.
Yeah, Poulet's hit 40 all the time. It's madness.
Even in practice race, when I played against him, he always got 40 or almost always. That's just madness.
Yeah, he's one of the most consistently safe runners as well. He doesn't take unnecessary risks. So he's not the fastest overall, but he's definitely the most consistent, I think, out of the current. Or I guess he's not in the tournament anymore, but.
Oh, my heart. Oh.
Oh, so yeah, explain the story. Your dad was a loser, met a guy, thought you'd work with him, got betrayed. There's now blood everywhere, something about an egg, and Queen is the traitor.
Yes.
Spoilers!
Oh no, now no one's going to want to play the game. Oh no, what?
But if anyone wants to play the game for the speedrun aspect, we have a Discord.
Because obviously this is story oriented, right?
Yeah.
Look, this is a really challenging last boss too. I hope everyone's watching this.
Why is he goofing off? He should just finish the run.
He's trying to abduct, but he can't.
He's gonna lose.
Oh, I think he's trying to get the egg before. Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to get the egg before.
Yeah, but
I think he was trying to do that. So yeah, basically, Poulet can't lose the boss fight.
You had to go and spoil it for everyone, Shawnee. Yeah, since you can't lose this fight. Despite how hard you try, you can't lose this fight.
Yeah. So, yeah, we don't have audio right now.
And Wuggah's dead, probably. Oh, 4 health. Okay.
Oh, there's the elevator. There you go. I didn't realize I didn't have the audio on. Sorry. But yeah, so basically, like, this entire... Oh, okay, he's lucky. I thought there was going to be an icicle or a
I was
glacier.
really hoping for the glacier to kick him into the wall. I wanted that.
Yeah,
But
so...
after how many times I've had glaciers ruin my day, like, I wanted some spite.
The
Yeah.
sadism in the community, man.
We're all rooting against each other at the same time, rooting for each other. It's great.
Exactly.
Well,
yes.
sometimes you're rooting for the game to be the game, and Azure Dreams is one that likes to be itself very often.
Yeah, and I did not send an invite link to Poulet, so I will do that very shortly. Get him in here because he has done his run.
Yep. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So that is again a GG for Poulet.
Oh,
man.
Yes, it happened.
There's a glacier there. Perfect HP too. 22 to 22.
Oh,
It's
damn.
just like from the corner of a room too, like to a hallway. Like that's the rudest one.
Yeah,
Normally when
Poulet-
you're outside of a room and the enemies are inside of a room, they drop their aggro on you. They don't.
No, they will
They're
snipe you.
special ones. They'll shoot you. They're rude.
A snowman and a tyrant egg, not a bad haul.
Just throw eggs everywhere.
Here you go, Mom. I'm not going to clean my room this time.
I'm just dropping eggs on the floor.
Oh, those emulators crunching hard. It just lasted just long enough. Let's see. There you go. Wuggah's coming in. Poulet should be joining us shortly.
Nice.
Happy birthday, sir!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
I'm not going to try to pronounce whatever
Yeah,
SandKnight
I'm gonna
mentioned
do it. I'm gonna do it. It's Palion Onia.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Poulet.
That was a pretty good
GG
run
on
there.
your PB?
I think it is, yes.
No, it is, because you don't have Garuda time.
Oh, yes, then yeah, it's a PB, of course.
Yes, so these are our wonderful runners. Be sure to follow them. Here's the link for them. Poulet,
Go click the hearts.
yeah, Poulet, congratulations on finding a Garuda egg. Apparently that makes you just... Well, we're saying, like, oh yeah, it's like, you know, so they have to get up to 54 for collective sum for SandKnight and Wuggah. And then we're like, well, it's like, he could get to floor 40 still. And you got the Garuda egg. You're like, well, he's going to get to floor 40 now. That's just how it works. So, yeah, that is
He gets
a
a
phenomenal
440,
race.
a PB, and they didn't win.
Yep, and
Yes,
This
but we
is-
tried very hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sadly,
you guys
he didn't
embraced
share
it
some of
amazingly.
those sweet items.
Hey,
I could've used some of those
Poulet,
eggs.
Poulet and Adam, how do you feel about being betrayed by the U-boats from SandKnight there?
yeah.
Oh, that hurts.
Remember, we are on speed gaming, so we can't say what we really
I
think, right?
feel extremely uncomfortable, but to remain PB 13, I feel uncomfortable.
Well, I think that's it. I think we can't prolong the stream much more longer because we had to wait, obviously, for Poulet and Wuggah to finish up. I don't know, Wuggah, if your microphone's on or off, but again, congratulations for progressing to the finals.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, you actually can speak. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was.
That's very quiet.
I couldn't hear anyone for a sec there. So
No, that's fine. It's fine.
Can
yeah,
we
yeah.
actually take a second? I know there's a few people in the chat, and even if you lurk, take a second to actually wish happy birthday to Wuggah. I don't know if you
Yes.
already did, but it's his birthday right now. He actually grew 1 year older during the stream, so that's a real fighter here.
it's
Yes.
the best birthday ever.
Yeah, his birthday presents were a Garuda and a sniping glacier death. It was
And-
a perfect birthday.
Oh,
And,
that
and
roche fruit.
victory.
Yeah, actually, yeah, the roche fruit. Yeah.
And the rose. What is this?
Anyway, thank you, everyone. We are the commentators. I'll post this once again for us. I'm Shawnee7188. I was joined by Horza.
That's
Big thank
me.
you to Speed Gaming for hosting us. It's always amazing to work with you guys, and it's always wonderful. I got nothing else to say other than I guess I should post a Discord link one last time.
Yes. You should, if you're interested in starting to run this game, if you want to get in on our events for the future, our stuff is always open to everyone. Please come join. We're hanging out. The Discord's active. We're more of, as we've said before, we're more of a community of just fans of the game with like a little bit of a focus on speedrunning to a point, but like we have everything involved. There's a randomizer that you can get in on if you join the Discord. And that's a new special thing designed by the lovely programmer in chat here.
Yes.
Yes, you should get in on this stuff. This game's a wild ride, and come hang out.
Yeah, but I think we're done. So everyone say goodbye and happy
Goodbye.
birthday, Wuggah.
Take care,
Happy
everybody.
birthday.
Goodbye.
Have a good night,
Happy
everyone.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Cheerio.
See you, everyone.
Laters.
See ya.